Some say, Edika, me per se, we deal with the issue of Honorable Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu. Nankasa, only for cast samano. Who say, assembly honoma. Nase, a ba, naso, ubi car. Which must say, Osimusia wakasem way there. Ama asamno wakano, asamno, a credible, and also asamno mudu. Nti ese yenyam drena ya dwendwe na kan hasam but obi so also ka sama hu sa asem we dey ese ye dey to twin baby cry ese yes ye fairly serious since am kasa and say Honorable Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu no quite and say I don't hate him, I don't have any problem with him, but if there's one person I call my NPP party if there's one person if there are people who are causing this party the downfall of this party, the majority leader, the honorable member. Okay.
This is serious.
Yes. Oh, yes. And I will tell you the reason. The reason is that, so your opinion, if you occupy a position like a majority leader of a party like NPP, and I said there's going to be internal election, who are we opinion? What you do is that you have to remain neutral. Because in parliament now, a MPs now what the man no no more fako.
97.7
but would you because we are leader of the party in the house, no. That's the would matter. No, we are neutral. Even if you support someone, you don't openly show so you support somebody. But here you are. Honorable Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu.
97.7.
He was the first person answer the best started internal elections in some crown. He granted interview to Joy News, MFA Apple program there no here. That program no Kasembi. Very unfortunate statement. Osei, apart from Osei, President Kufuor be president or Yakani, Nana be the president or Yakani, and say yenya Akani be president to be. This is a majority leader speaking. So the party doesn't need an account person again to be the president or to lead the party. Then you sit down and ask yourself, who is Honorable Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu? He is a majority leader. Now, we parliament one of my idea. Say you can't be a hypocrite and also with all due respect, I'm being very careful with my choice of words, but I'm describing the situation as it is. Senator Mekasa said, we call parliamentar MPP for the first leader of the house was Honorable Kyei Mensah, the late Kyei Mensah. He was the first leader of the party in parliament, Oyakani and Amebua.
Okay.
The second person was Honorable Felix Owusu Japan and San Ofimu, Yankopon Fani Krensi. The third person was Papa Usankoma. Papa Usankoma Sui Akani. The fourth person was Honorable Abraham Edu. Now, four Akan people the party in parliament. I didn't know when it got to his turn to be the leader of the party. One can say, I can 4 and 9 minimum kind. In the ancestor, I can eat the now, as you call, maybe not a serum, and as you call, and as you call, cry. And I could be before from Obiso, Ubedi, leader of the party in the parliament. I know the OGA as the fifth Akan to be the leader of the party in parliament. Not only that, he has been the longest serving Akan leader of the house.
But Ebo Buckman, let's make sure know we are describing two different things here. AB analysis at that time, any so party now, they couldn't have gone from any other person that than or no the name do you know. Some AB dynamics as a son, and I presidential let's be winning.
Mr. Ambrose Daly could have been the minority leader or majority leader at the time. He was from the north. The point I'm making was that there were a lot of people who were qualified to be the leader. But he accepted, even though when he said Akan 4 and 9 Edikai. So he is the fifth Akan to be the leader continuously, to be the leader of the party in parliament. But honestly, there shouldn't be any third account person to be president on the ticket of the party. I mean, how can a leader begin to say things like that? Not only that, yes, internal elections has openly we try to support the vice president to the extent so do because I bear Kotono. Vice President put me about 75%.
But sir, I know the Bonnie be anymore, Buckman. Party penny for mu biara. Sir, a yet then ya on supporting one person or the other. And you know what is wrong with it? If openly or Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu openly declares a win up in the chair, what is wrong with it? Or mu emrebiazo?
Yes, you see, if you're a leader, it's not me say, we are penina wofie. Let's say as umba and as who conform more wofie no, or more pay baby one. You remain neutral because one as asamba obetimi akabi.
How can you do that when we open your wolf, you know? Any mutrim prefer say me bought also me and as you may dear person do of has say, obetimi a dear nimuna wedi. If you want to be fair, Ebiana and Kwan command pana because when I penny out if ya, what to nurse from say me share me ma and numu mua, new tosso me and sano, and I'm did says you my dear wolf here, obetimi a dimina, my raising me man, and said dominate.
Now, only say, and Brenner partner share, you know. Some for your contraband. I must say, we are National Council member or National Executive Committee member. You don't have to openly show your support. And and he's a member of all these two bodies. So by Mbrenna partnership share, you know, he was not supposed to openly show his support. Openly, support you. But since the partnership say you don't have to openly support Obia and say, say. So who support you be opening a samba? Won't mean copy. Says ono okase any alwa and chamantembra back on. Ono na shwenyo mama account hasemia openly we show style biasness. Who shall work opening or two was some now funny serious and I'm funny serious because one of the things will raise you the letter no say there are people who openly who are not supposed to support somebody openly, but they openly make statement to be her. And he was one of them, if not the chief of them. And see, the point I'm making is say, so who you penny, let's say a shambras for ye Juma. You should be the first person who didn't brand.
Okay.
Ama Obi assembly panosa, Obi and Yen, who would me right. One Casana as a assembly pano. Who brand so, what did some brand so I am brand basabasa. That's a samaba. Do you have the moral turpitude or temerity to say Yanko for Alan and Brabakan?
Okay, but say Asamuba
moral to do that.
Okay.
And so whatever he has said, no, baby cry.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm being very honest with you. Say we are not taking his word serious, and I don't even believe he means what he's saying. He's just saying something to represent something.
And the Asamuba, I'm so kind of told you know, Matibi, Ora Kwajalan Martin, so Atibi, send of us seminal, only the home come send of us seminal.
No, you see, but the point is that Mr. Alan Chamatin has already moved on. We see what they are doing. Alan was a member of NPP, and what they are doing is so funny. Even in 2007. Mr. Alan Chamatin resigned. He threatened to resign in 2007. His letter was not accepted. So, officially, legally, he did not resign.
Okay.
Even with that one, they use it against him. The people use it against him while resigning from the party. He resigned. Now that he has officially resigned, he has formed his movement, and the movement is growing very fast. And we believe that for the first time, Ghanaians will consider an independent candidate to bring this country together, so that we can forge ahead as a nation. We say, back to the party. I mean, what is important here? Is it the country that is important or NPP that is important?
Okay.
For me, the country is more important than the party. And so the man is thinking about becoming a president to be able to help to transform our economy. And it's for the first time. Or you will be ordering a plan, game plan. This is the plan I have. If you vote for me, this is what I'm going to use to transform our economy, to transform our nation.
Okay.
It means he's a serious person. So if you want him to come back to the NPP so that you are afraid that with the NPP, you are going to lose. I am telling you, Ghana will be the winner because Ghana is more important than NPP.
And you know, obetimi aka chairman my for an authority say enya dia yes NPP mpanifo fra Ura and Chamatene ne kata so nsam na obeko. You can say on authority.
I can say on authority. There's nothing like that. It's nothing like that will happen. He has moved on, and I'm telling you, in fact, he is cruising, and the support of the movement is growing by day.
And you are inviting him, or now the consider invitation, no, and now the on invitation when they invite him.
No. If somebody wants to pay him a visit, or maybe somebody wants to invite him, of course, by courtesy or by respect, he may. I don't know. I can't speak for him, but he may go and listen to whatever they say. But I'm telling you that he's not going to rescind his decision. He's not going to go back to the party. He has moved on. He's a leader of a movement that is determined to help transform this nation, and that is what we are pushing, and nothing is going to stop that.
Ebo Buckman, ma consider movement, you know, challenges are omobe facing. Find say yato abama Ura Lanchematin now or a president. Challenges obe facing in even forming a government because NPP amanyokuo no pe omo nhihye ya omo eka no enya de ombetimi ama obi free ayemra chebedwam ono no on the ticket of the NPP according to you. Oh yes, pe what who fi party no emu. So the challenge is there. Say what who fi party no emu. And a party no so kura betimi ahye mra at that point say wo abakodi independent candidate BH no wo beto who fi party nim. Yemfa de say okofa NDC for so say the NDC for never form government ebu aye oman ya. Say ne obobeko nyina no just omo converting near to so aba na se omo nya majority fancy this for the majority no mo converting ko to omo so aba o ye so MPP for you so mo ne form government no ebe to aba ma any NDC member of parliament abe minister am Ura Lanche Martin mo join such challenges when nyina ho moving forward.
Yeah, a very important question, but you see the constitution cannot fight against itself, because the same constitution I will say you have to pick
97.7
your
FM.
majority from parliament. You know, the same constitution will make provision for an independent candidate. So the constitution cannot fight against itself. Say
no, but if the person say me also hear me, you reach out to me say Kwame, be Minister of Information, me say I want humbly how do you form your government?
97.7 FM.
See, I made a point to say, this is wild assumption anyway. It's a wild assumption because. At that
but
point
it is not impossible. It is not impossible.
At that point in time, what becomes important is the nation and not the political parties. And I believe that when we get to that bridge, we shall cross it, because at that point in time, people will be thinking more about Ghana than their political party. And that is what is important, because the constitution makes provision say somebody can become president as an independent candidate. And so the same constitution, even if there should be a need for constitutional amendment at that point in time, then something, you see, what is important is that at that point in time, Ghana will be first before any political party. And I believe that when we get there, people will come on board for us to manage this country and move it forward.
That you get both sides, MPP and NDC, come on board to form government with the independent candidate.
Because Mr. Lanche Martin is, his nature, no? He's a unifier, and he's somebody. MPP now with him about forming this movement. He still got a good relationship within the party. It's a very few people in the party who maybe openly they've shown some biasness or something against him. But apart from that, he reaches out to NDC, MPP, the leadership of both parties. So I believe that when we get there, we shall cross that bridge.
What do you mean by as much as the
constitution allows it?
Yes, as much as the constitution allows a independent candidate as a president, one who decide the same constitution, challenges it because of a name attitude the Amawi. So there is a challenge, there is a lacuna in there, yes, enough for anywhere, and it's very difficult, say, an independent candidate looking at and against all the odds, a bit president or my Ghana, looking at our constitution and how it is framed.
No, the point is that, you see, it's yet difficult for independent candidates to be president. Maybe you say it
will be difficult to form a government. That's right.
Form a government.
That's right.
But you see, one thing is also in the constitution that constitution doesn't give a timeline as to when you can form your government. So you can start the process, because it said yes, you can form a government by having majority of you have to have majority of your ministers from parliament. But the constitution doesn't give a deadline. Say at this time, make sure you form your government or your government collapses. So the point I'm making is that when you get to that bridge, we shall cross it. And the Constitution cannot fight against itself. Because if the Constitution has made provision for independent candidates, then for me, the possibility of the person forming a government must be there. And you can't stand against the nation in the interest of your party. The interest of the nation must reign supreme at any point in time. So if there's a president who wants to form government and a political party says, I don't want to be part of it, then moving forward, the Ghanaians will know which one is more important to you, whether it is the nation or your political party.
I see.
And for me, when we get there, we shall cross that bridge.
And you know, sir, Ura Lanko Chamatin, and Penny4, and not on Besran on any Kasa. Now, Okoda, now on your second thought, because Nipa, it's Mrs. Anna Jane, Sir Ampa Afidia, party Nedin Comatona Comasun to pursue go back to the party. Moabdina Chino, and Susan Sobe de Benyamo. So, what happens to you then?
The thing is going to happen. I can't even tell you what will happen if we make it that decision. It's an assumption. It's not going to happen.
No, but if it happens, and it is a possibility too.
No, it's not, my brother, it's not going to happen. I can tell you on authority and with every degree of certainty, say it's not going to happen.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not going to go back.
Would you say a friend party now who is Susan Lunch and Martin Fury party? No, Ebenya was so 2024 election. That made a back or so a party no chances. So, who's having a donny on them?
Yeah, you see, the truth is that, I mean, if you put Mr. Alan Chamartin and the establishment candidate, in terms of so be the party and the chance of winning. Mr. Alan Chamartin, by all standards, if you do all the permutations and calculations, if you consider all the factors influencing election in Ghana, Mr. Alan Chamartin was far better candidate, or was going to be a far better candidate. But the party decided, the establishment decided that they want some particular person. Now, okay, if that's the person you want, Mr. Alan Chamartin, the objective or the main interest was not to become a flag bearer, was to become the president of Ghana. So, if a Kyei Mensah you want to block it,
97.
There's another way, and that is what he is doing. But the party has realized that, of course, politics is a game of numbers. And if you lose even one person, because it's 50% plus one, and you lose even one person, by affect too. It is important. But this is not just a party member. It's a founding member of the party. And since 1992, it's somebody else. Within Huni, people like him, within and without the party. And it's such a person or independent candidate. It's an issue, but the most important thing is not even how it will affect the NPP. The most important thing is how it will be good for Ghana. You see, we need to always think as Ghanaians first, because NPP and NDC for the past 32 years, the result is what we have before us. I mean, to the extent to say one party by power project about acquire on Tuaso. Acquire be competition be because with Tuaso this one will get a credit. To the extent say even when Ghana Black Star is playing football, a group of people pray that we should lose, others pray that we should win. That is how divided this country is. So if at this point you say, hey, look, you're fortunate to say BBSC Mobi to say Oran and Chamatina, Sabi Owen dear Owen is in Swadu Huson Kubi, so Boko independent. Not a few are forming government of national unity. Magana for now, Boko Bako. Who are we NDC, we NPP, new political party, or academia, or business community, or labor community, or Bia, or bet me up because of Nyama Onim, not because of his loyalty to somebody, but because of his competence, character, and credibility. No, and in Baba board no aboma yemane move forward. No, yachi emane fi IMF. Nyanka say yabo ye brete say emana able to me abo brete say Rwanda like others are doing elsewhere. Okay. That is what is important though. Right. Because MPP and NDC, I hear too much. And I believe God is doing something through this man, Mr. Alan Chamartin, for this country. We should all support this movement and at least say, okay, 32 years. I NBC MPP, the IMF this year. Okay, young come back, we should say, if your people now performing government of national unity for the next 8 years, then how is it going to happen? What is going to happen? And compared to, I believe that if you form a government of national unity, let's say to move forward, people will even forget, people will not even have appetite for political parties again. I'm telling you.
Okay.